I mean, I grew up here in Toronto,
Yeah.
born and raised, traveled a bunch, but I love coming back to Toronto as my home. I had a lot of entrepreneurial tendencies growing up, with garage sales and baseball cards and like painting and selling it to my neighbors and that kind of stuff.
You had it in you from day one kind of thing.
Yeah, though, like I don't know how old you are, I'm 39, but growing up, entrepreneurship wasn't, you had to be kind of crazy to be an entrepreneur, right? Now everybody, it's great, I love it. I think everybody should try to be an entrepreneur, at least to see. But I didn't know any entrepreneurs, so I thought I wanted to be a bank. I liked money. I asked my parents, how do I make money?
Yeah.
Be a banker? Great, I'm gonna be a banker.
Go where the money is, right?
So,
Not that you're probably touching it that much, but go where it is. Makes
high
sense.
school yearbook, we're gonna be 10 years, VP at a bank.
Okay.
And so I was 92, 93, the Jays won the World Series. Baseball cards was also at the peak, so I was heavy into baseball cards, buying, trading. We drove 2 hours, a little bit more out of town to Owen Sound.
Yeah.
They would have this big baseball card show just outside of town. So we went almost every weekend. My parents drove me up and negotiating. I'm 12, 13 with people 50, 60, and they'd give me a loonie with mud on the back and like, I'll take it, still $1. And so that's how I cut my teeth negotiating and entrepreneurship. But.
So now you've also sat down with a lot of entrepreneurs, leaders in so many different industries. What's kind of the pattern you've seen that works? Like, what can our viewers and listeners take from some of those conversations that you've had?
I think the first is the people who've had success are mission driven, so they want to accomplish something. Money is important, but it's not number one. But it's not number 5 either. I mean, sorry, it's not number 100 either. It's like it's in your top 5. You have to learn how to make money. But the people who are really hitting it, they don't have money as their number one thing. So if you're just seeing somebody walking in as your next suit or your next car, like you're going to lose. You have to have a purpose, a mission, something beyond it. But there's a lot of people who are purpose-driven, but then never figure out how to make money, and then they've got a hobby forever, right? Like you have to figure out how to make cash doing it.
How would you tell somebody to, like, so you have a hobby, and is it a matter of pushing out content? I mean, coming from the content king himself,
Well, you gotta know what you're good at. What are your strengths, right? I mean, you roll in here with your team and live action, and you're bringing the energy, and like this makes sense for you. For somebody who doesn't have your charisma, they might be better at writing. They might be better at just doing an audio-only podcast, right? Like, what are you great at doing? Or maybe it's a service that you provide, or a product that you're going to create, right? Are you an inventor? Everybody's, I think, has Michael Jordan level talent at something. You got to find what that thing is.
At something. I always say that.
At something. Yeah, at something. Like you are the best in the world at something, right? You are the best in the world at something.
It's a matter of finding it.
You got to find it, and then you got to believe in it to chase it down, because chances are the thing you're great at is not what your parents want you to do or your friends want you to do. It's outside the norm of what's happening in your inner circle right now.
Right.
And so it takes guts to step outside and say, I'm going to go do this when everybody around you thinks you're crazy.
I'm on this new tip right now, Evan, man, and please, like, if you totally disagree, I want to hear it, and tell me what your thoughts are. I talk a lot to myself.
Okay.
And it's...
Like out loud?
Out loud and sometimes like not out loud, right? It's a lot, probably in the shower is where I get majority of my thinking.
Good.
And I know it's majority of positive things I'm telling myself, right?
Okay.
Do you think it's a matter, like, how does somebody get there? Like, how do you shut the noise out from parents who maybe say to you that you shouldn't be doing this or you should be doing this?
Sure. So step 1 is empathy. Step 1 is understanding that your parents are pilgrims.
Elaborate for me, man.
Your parents don't understand the world that you live in. Your parents, like, I don't know how old somebody is, they're 20 years old watching, 25 years old. Your parents at 20, 25 did not have the same opportunities that you have.
For sure.
It's different. They don't get it. I mean, awesome, love them, but they want you to be happy.
Right.
Your parents love you.
Yeah.
Probably. Right? Like,
yes.
98% chance your parents love you, right?
Sure.
So we start with that, right? Like, my parents love me.
Yeah.
They want me to be successful. Their version of success looks different because they're just from a different generation, a different era. They're pilgrims. They're old school. Like, they don't understand that you can pull out your phone and make money from it. That's a foreign concept to them, right? So that removes the sting. It removes the sting of the words. Like, it hurts when your mom says, why don't you go do this? Or you're never going to make it.
Or you're not good at something, right?
You're not good at this, right? It hurts, but that removes the sting that they love me and they want me to be successful. They just have a different definition of it than I do.
I love how it's perspective, right?
And well, here's what it does. It forces you to be the adult in the situation, which is hard to do with your parents. You have to be the bigger person. You got to be the adult in the situation, right?
Yes.
Which is, if you have kids or you have a younger sibling, that's easier. But with your own parents, like you expect them to be the mature ones. No, you need to be the mature one, right?
Okay. Starts with empathy.
Empathy is a starting point. Great. So then you, if you want to have a conversation with them to talk about what you want to do, say, hey, I want to be an entrepreneur. It may not work out. I want to be a real estate agent. It may not work out. I don't know if it's going to work out, to be honest. The problem is a lot of times kids, when they're talking to their parents, will go say, of course it's going to work. I'm going to go do this thing. Look at all these people blowing up. I'm going to blow up too.
Right.
And then the parents get even more worried and afraid because they think you're blind. They think you're not seeing it. And so they're going to double down on the attack. It's like, no, you are missing it. Then it's just this fight. Recognize that most entrepreneurs, it doesn't work out. It's like, listen, I don't know if it's going to work out.
Right.
I know most entrepreneurs don't succeed, but I know that I need to try it. I know that if I don't try it, I'm going to regret it. And this is my chance to at least go off and try, because I'd rather fail and know than not know.
Say that again.
I'd rather fail and know than not know.
No.
I have to remember what I said. Good job. I love my stream of consciousness, too.